Hello again, and welcome back to Pony Adventures. In the previous video, we spoke about why people ride motorcycles. I gave you a number of reasons why people ride, and I gave you my own reason at the end. Today's video is going to delve into something else. It's going to dive into personal mastery, which is one of the things that I mentioned in the previous video. The ability to go beyond where you think you can go. I'm also going to talk about what it's like to ride in a group. My riding is generally solo for a number of reasons, but I'm going to talk about what it's like riding in a group and the pros and cons. So stick around. I also want to tell you that I did drop the bike twice, and if you want to see that, that's right at the end of the video, so stick around for that. It's a lot of fun. This video is centered around something called a sunrise scramble. It is something set up by Joe Fleming from Bonafide Motorco. I will leave the link in the description. If you've not met Joe or you've never been on a sunrise scramble, you definitely are missing out. A sunrise scramble starts like any other story. A good cup of coffee, guys getting together, putting on their gloves, filling up their tanks, grabbing some snacks for the road, some quiet optimism, and dry socks. The meetup happens before sunrise, usually around about 6 a.m. and 6:30, 6:45 perhaps, that's kickstand. This morning we left Vredefort Dome in Randburg, and our destination is 180 kilometers further, the town of Parys in the Free State. We were a group of 25 riders and some unpredictable terrain because it had been raining in the area and most of the trip is planned to be sand roads. The journey would take us past the Vredefort area, some sand roads next to the Vaal River, and the destination is brunch in Parys. But of course, one has to leave Joburg first, which is usually a bit of a trip on a highway, and then you can hit the sand from there. As the saying goes, sand teaches you to flow, but mud teaches you humility. And that is true. That was so true on this trip. Yes, I certainly found the philosophical limits of traction. I dropped my bike, not once but twice. But overall, considering the amount of mud puddles we'd gone through, it was a good day at the office, I think. But here's the thing, in that moment of being half submerged, buoyed full of swamp, you realize this is the point. This is about me conquering a fear. This is about me conquering a skill set that I didn't previously possess. The terrain, the weather, your own fear, those are all things that you can't control. But if you persevere, and with the perseverance of a group or the encouragement of a group, you tend to take on these things that you would normally turn around for. Of course, not all lessons come with a soft landing. One rider tagged the rear of a car on the freeway just as we got on the highway. Another veered off into the veld after misjudging the puddle. Both riders are fine. Some egos bruised, some knuckles ground, some bruises, no doubt, but no serious injuries. We all checked in with them later and they were all fine. And we will see them on the next ride. By the time we reached Parys via the Vredefort Dome, we had definitely earned our eggs. Mud-caked, sunburnt, but slightly more enlightened, we shared some stories over coffee and brunch. Nuggets of wisdom were shared through helmet hair, battered thumbs, and for the largest part, barefoot. Most guys had to take off their boots and their socks to put it in the sun to dry out. One of the things I like most about riding in a group is the facet of peer pressure. It challenges you. it makes you go beyond where you would normally go. Usually when I come across a gnarly mud puddle or something like that, I use the excuse, I'm alone. What if I get stuck? What if my bike breaks? What if I drop it and I can't pick it up? But yes, those are all valid excuses and reasons. But when you're in a group, you're more content to push through. You're more empowered because you know there's somebody there. There's somebody that's going to help you pick up the bike. There's somebody that will help you or phone for help or something like that. So the excuses go away and you level up. You literally level up. So yes, riding in a group does pose additional risks, but these are generally mitigated by the pace. What I like about these sunrise scrambles is that everyone really rides at their own pace. There's no one really pushing you to try and keep up and be with the big boys in the front. No reason for you to not be comfortable. And certain places during the route, I couldn't see anyone in front of me or anyone behind me. But knowing that we're in a group, should something happen within a minute or two, somebody's going to come back and come past you and there's help. And that's also one of the aspects of riding in this group. You look out for the guy behind you. So if there's a turn, generally you'll see somebody in front of you waiting for you, and you stop. Now you wait for the guy behind you. And when he comes, he stops and you go on with your trip. So yeah, there's a lot of camaraderie, should we call it? I would highly recommend, if you haven't done a sunrise scramble, to do it. Put away the anxiety, put away the fear of the unknown, the fear of meeting people you don't know, riding places you haven't been to. Those are all part of the challenge. Those are the things that you look back on. And you meet people, you make friends, maybe 2-3 rides in, and you realize where your skill levels are, and you can plot yourself with other guys where their skill levels are. So yeah, I definitely would recommend doing a sunrise scramble. And don't be concerned about the bike you ride. Do you have the latest and greatest and all the fancy electronics? There was a guy on a Husqvarna, which is really a road bike. Okay, he did break a tailpiece, but the reality is he did the entire trip with us. I didn't see him come off once. And that sort of puts it in perspective. And you think to yourself, wow, I'm riding this big BMW German engineering GS with all the latest modern electronics and anti-slip and anti-skid and rider aids. And here's a guy on his road bike keeping up with you. That's impressive. As always, if you've made it to the end of the video, I really want to thank you. It really means a lot to me that you find the content interesting. Please add a like, add a comment. I'd love to engage with you further. And as they say, look out for sinkholes, potholes, and arseholes. See you in the next one.
Such a fragile thing, I know. And with the winter comes the ice, the snow. But I'm here to hold. No, my love, don't worry about the cold just yet. The trees haven't started to shed. Just feel the summer sun as it warms our bed. I'm lying, and I'm lying when I say I'm trying to share.